The 2016 Khanasir offensive was a military operation conducted by ISIL and Jund al-Aqsa during the Syrian Civil War, with the aim of cutting the Syrian government's only supply route to the northern part of the Aleppo Governorate, which runs through the town of Khanasir. The offensive. At 10 p.m. on the 21st of February, the offensive was launched by ISIL. By the next day, a joint attack by militants from both ISIL and al-Qaeda-linked Jund al-Aqsa captured the village of Rasm al-Nafel, as well as two other points along the Khanasir-Aleppo road, cutting the Syrian government's only supply route to Aleppo city. The jihadists then proceeded to additionally seize 6 other villages and a hill. A convoy of reinforcements from the town of al-Safira, consisting of the pro-government Palestinian militia Liwa al-Quds, was sent to reopen the road, and by the end of the day they had recaptured the hill. On the 23rd of February, 2 contingents of the Syrian Army's Special Forces unit, known as the Tiger Forces, were also sent to help in re-establishing control of the road. Meanwhile, ISIL launched an assault on the town of Khanasir, which began with a failed suicide car bomb attack against a checkpoint in its outskirts. Throughout the morning, the military recaptured 4 out of 7 positions they had lost on the road, but ultimately ISIL managed to capture Khanasir. In the afternoon, the Tiger forces launched a general counteroffensive with a missile barrage, followed by a tank assault. The Syrian army waited before entering the villages ISIL had captured, until Russian airstrikes had dissipated. The counterattack was launched from 2 flanks, with the Tiger forces and Hezbollah assaulting Rasm al-Nafel from the north, while the army and the Liwa al-Quds brigade advanced from the south towards Khanasir. By the evening, government forces recaptured Tal Syriat el-Hill outside Khanasir and Rasm al-Nafel. The following morning, the Syrian army re-entered Khanasir and 1 other village. Later, they managed to seize Tal Syriat Hill, while also advancing to the central district of Khanasir. At this time, the cutting of the road by ISIL caused prices of food and medical supplies in Aleppo city to rise dramatically. On the 25th of February, the Tiger forces and their allies recaptured Khanasir, while several hills outside the town were still ISIL held. The army then advanced north of Khanasir and captured the nearby village of al-Mughayrat, along with 4 hilltops north of it. At the same time, government forces advancing from the north seized Shilala al-Kabira, which they breached the previous day with the help of Russian airstrikes. By the end of the day, government troops reached 2 more villages and started preparing for a new assault on the next morning. Early on the 26th of February, the Syrian army made more advances, recapturing 3 villages. The advances nearly besieged ISIL forces in a pocket of villages southwest of Lake Jabal. Later in the day, the army captured the remaining 4 villages that ISIL held, thus clearing the road to Aleppo. However, elsewhere, ISIL took control of a village near Al-Hammam mountain that overlooks the supply road. Government forces reportedly resecured the village the following day. On the 28th of February, the Syrian army captured 2 villages and 2 mountain points near Khanasir. At the same time, elsewhere, the Syrian army captured the last point on the Sheikh al-Ithria road that was held by ISIL. On the 29th of February, the road to Aleppo city was once again reopened. Aftermath. Between 9 and 10 March, government forces captured 13 villages previously held by ISIL, near the southern bank of Lake Jabal, forcing ISIL to set up a new defensive line east of the lake. On the 14th of April, ISIL launched another offensive on Khanasir, and by the following day they captured hills near the town, the Durahim oil field and 10 villages. They also seized a large cache of weapons, ammunition and several armored vehicles. On the 16th of April, Syrian army reinforcements were sent to the area, and by the evening they recaptured all of the territory lost, except the oil field.